I just kind of wanted to get on here and talk about Absolute Batman for a couple minutes. I've been reading it. I got my first volume during Christmas because that's what I asked for as a gift. And, you know, I received it. I enjoyed it. I had a great read throughout the whole book, first volume. A couple things that I do want to touch up upon is that Absolute Batman is just overall a really different story than what I could have ever expected. It's definitely a breath of fresh air. First of all, Bruce Wayne is like 23. He's literally my age, but this guy's built like a fucking unit. He's like a tank, dude. It's actually insane. It's so funny though, because like there's normal people that look like they're the regular size of a regular person, but then you see Bruce, and this guy is built like 2 times the size of what the regular people are. I think that's so funny, and his size also adds a lot to what his silhouette is, which makes him even more intimidating whenever he is acting Batman. He just looks like a fucking beast, dude. He looks like a tank in human form, and I think that's one of my favorite things about this Absolute Batman design is that it's so different compared to everything else. Now, with Absolute Batman, it does kind of remind me a little bit of the Dark Knight Returns story from Frank Miller. The reason I say that is just because I recently rewatched the movies with my girlfriend, the first part 1 and part 2, and man, I forgot how good DC animations were because I've been going through a lot of their catalog lately. I watched Red Son, Dark Knight 1 and 2, a couple of Justice League movies, Justice League Doom. Man, it's just DC animated movies are just really underappreciated, I feel. But we're not here to talk about those animated movies. We're just here to kind of talk about Absolute Batman, but I'm getting really sidetracked. like again, I said, Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller reminds me a lot of Absolute Batman. And in some senses, they're similar, but they're very different fundamentally. With Absolute Batman, you have a young Bruce Wayne who is just getting started, who is the Batman in this universe, but he's a lot more hardcore about it. He doesn't really kill, but he's just as tactile as the regular Bruce Wayne from like any main universe, which is to no surprise because of course that's a huge part of what Batman is as the identity. But like, dude, this guy isn't like, he's just a beast. Like, he will be throwing his batarangs around, cutting people's hands and shit, and people will be bleeding. He'll beat them to like a bloody pulp. Like, he's not there to kill you. That's very clear. He has a no kill rule. But dude, this guy, Absolute Batman, will not kill you. But the hospital bills, they're definitely gonna kill you. Because god damn, dude, he leaves these guys in like mush. Like, I don't even know. Like, what I think it was the white supremacist panel, whenever he runs into white supremacists and he beats up the white supremacists. Dude, that guy, Absolute Batman, goes absolutely fucking ballistic. He goes crazy. At one point, he breaks one of the white supremacists' arms, and it just turns into literal mush. And it's just like, god damn, this dude fucking hates white supremacists, which is great, by the way. And also, just since we're on the topic of Absolute Batman, this guy would never support ICE. Let's just be so real. But no, I mean, like, Absolute Batman, dude, from a design standpoint, just looking at this guy's silhouette, you're like, yep, that's Absolute. Compared to the other ones, they're just like, you wouldn't think that this is a completely different character. I'm not even kidding. But that's in a good way. That's what good character design does. You know, that's exactly what you want. He's different enough looking, but just in, like, the right amount of good, like, the designs still carry over for you to be like, oh yeah, that is Batman. But like, his personality, he is, you know, I would say he's a little more sadistic than main universe Batman. Because like, dude, this guy be fighting people with like the biggest grin on his face, and it's genuinely the scariest shit I've ever seen. But it's so fucking funny and so cool. And also, there's just something about his fighting style that goes with, like, in this comic book, that he has the sauce, bro. I know regular Batman has sauce, but like, Absolute Batman has the sauce. And also seeing the fact that his bat chest emblem turns into like an axe, dude, that's just what that I don't know. I just, who came up with that? Because like, obviously we have Robert Pattinson where his logo turns into like an axe. You can use it to cut things, but like turning the entire thing into an axe is just so awesome. And to think it only works with this character design because he's so beefy, he needs to be this big in order to carry that chest piece around with him at all times. That's just, dude, to me, that's just, I think that's one of the coolest things ever. But another choice of his character design that I really, really like is his cape. So normally with main timeline Batman, even with the Dark Knight Returns Batman, they just have regular capes. They can use it for flying. which he can do that here as well. But his cape is also used like I don't know the exact word, I guess like stilts or whatever. He can use it to stand on, and like basically they look like actual bat wings because like they're separate, and he can use them to stand and just be more dynamic, and you know, just be able to like be more fluid and move around when he's fighting. And it adds another layer to his fighting style, which makes him narratively more interesting. Also, I want to talk about the side characters here for a second, because I've just been kind of ranting back and forth about a lot of things. But the side characters, number one, Jim Gordon, he is still the GOAT even in this universe. It's nice to know that even in one of the darkest universes, he is going to be the guy that Batman goes to, like, no matter what, and he's just always trustworthy. That's, you know, I love Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon's my fucking GOAT, bro. Secondly, Alfred is in the story, but not in the way I was expecting. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He still looks so random. At first I thought he was Ra's al Ghul, because he kind of has the designs of old Ra's al Ghul's, you know, designs. But then he started talking and he said his name, and I was just like, what the oh, I mean, if this is the direction we're going, I mean, it is a completely different universe. It doesn't have to be exactly like the main timeline. So I'm okay with the change of Alfred's character. Alfred, even in the main timeline, although he is old and the butler of Bruce Wayne and the Waynes, he's always been a badass. He's always been that guy. He's worn the bat suit before. Like, come on, let's give him his flowers. Give him the time and the attention. He's always been that G. But yeah, no. Another character that really caught me off guard is the spoilers. I'm gonna give y'all a second to like click away in case you guys just don't want to know and you want to read by yourself. This is your time. Go away. All right, cool. Another character that surprised me is that Martha Wayne is still alive in this continuity. The person that died between Bruce's parents is his dad, which at the beginning of the story you get hints of what happened and how Bruce became Batman, or he got the idea of becoming Batman. A huge part of it was because of his dad, and also that trauma that he got from the day his dad died, which was really sad. But it was just really surprising to see his mom be alive, which adds, he still has a parent to kind of ground him a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of some like general points that I wanted to talk about. I didn't really have a script for this. I just had like a rough outline of what I wanted to talk about in my mind. Still reading it. I ordered my volume 2 copy that will be coming out in February. I cannot wait to read about Bane. I've heard nothing but crazy things about this next arc, which I'm so excited about. And then I immediately have the next issue onto volume 3, or, you know, the next arc, which is going to be Absolute Joker, which I cannot wait. Dude, I'm so excited. DC Comics is on a roll right now. I'm also reading DCKO. DCKO has been an absolute great read. I know it's not for everybody, but for me personally, it's just been a lot of fun. I'm probably going to talk about that one next, just because that story has definitely been up my alley quite a bit. And there's a lot of, you know, story bits that I definitely want to talk about and just condense it into the video to at least just have my thoughts somewhere, because I really, really love reading comics. Comics can tell a specific story without limitation. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. And also, the artwork in all these books are beautiful. They're amazing. I did pick up a Absolute Batman variant cover that I just fell in love with at the comic book store, and I just put it in like a little plastic case and I had it hanging on my wall. But dude, when I saw this thing, I was like, I cannot let this pass me up. I already have like 3 copies of issue 1, but I needed to have this specific variant cover because it was just so nice, and I want to have this up somewhere and look at it every time. That's really just kind of like the gist of everything that I had in mind. I'll be back pretty soon with another video, hopefully with DCKO specifically, because that's definitely a story I really, really need to talk about. Or actually, it might be Absolute Superman, because I'm just about to finish volume 1, which has been an absolute joy to read. I can't recommend Absolute Batman enough. Please pick it up, give it a try. It's amazing. It's great.